monthly, the CEO of ShopRite can take home 7 million. Annually, he can take home 83 million. And now you talk about an employee at ShopRite.
Yeah.
How much do they earn a month? And they get fired to collect the wastage.
Yeah.
And whatever they are earning, they themselves can afford to buy a basket full of nutritious
from the same
retail.
Yeah. Should we be talking morals when we have a third? Okay, let's forget about the country. If we have a third of this community going hungry every day without, who are we to be talking morals? Because it's not going to take long for those people to rise against those they believe they have.
Producing food requires a lot of elements.
Yeah.
I myself don't need people,
Yeah.
So we need people to be capacitated so that we can be able to take care of each other.
It's all about movements.
So please can we not patronize them?
I'm thinking, I'm just thinking. I wish I could get a study of how much does it cost these retailers to get rid of the food.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And take those costs and check how much will it cost them to move the food to the people that need it.
Pack it and move it to...
No, they don't need to package it.
You don't need to package it.
It's packaged.
Yeah, but basically just ba ise go diplekeng tse tsebang gore ke gane batho like go mekhukhung.
True.
You know, go batho ba tsebang gore ba di tlhoka gagolo instead of gore di end up
There's organizations that feed people every day.
Yes.
That can even go beyond.
And that's my thing. There's already our organizations.
What you call food banks.
Yes.
In municipalities. They can take that there. If families need food, they go to the food bank and collect whatever they need.
Because how much would it cost you to just send food there?
The question we need to ask, what is beneficial for them to? What's the benefit for Bathroids?
Okay, maybe that's what we need to be asking as well. Because if I'm trying to work out and say, will it truly be more expensive to give to this organization, for me that's given to the needy, than getting rid of it? There should be costs in getting rid of it.
So remember, we're talking about corporates as private entities who their main mission is to make profit. And when we launched a petition against retailers, but we used ShopRite as our flagship because it's the major retailer in South Africa,
one of the biggest
across the continent. And so we focus strictly on it, right? And through our research, we've identified for a monthly, the CEO of ShopRite can take home 7 million. Annually, he can take home 83 million. And now you talk about an employee at ShopRite.
Yeah.
How much do they earn a month? And they get fired to collect the wastage.
Yeah.
And whatever they are earning, they themselves can afford to buy a basket full of nutritious
from the same
retail.
Yeah.
Right? So generally, retailers are contributing to the cost of living because it doesn't make sense that you also need to fight for profit for maize meal, for fish oil, for milk, for beans, for sugar, for eggs. You know, those are just standard things that you can just have messy on us. And then you can lift up your prices when it comes to your ultra milk yogurt, whatever, because that's more of a luxury.
Now I wish we can get somebody from the retailers because I have so many questions and you're not from there. I really would want to see figures, you know. Or like you say,
we are working on those statistics and then we will happily share our report with you.
I would really like to know because you're saying this and I'm thinking because we call a lot of people here and we speak about different aspects of social issues, right? And one of them being the effects of crime in the country. not a long time ago, we had a guest who was talking about the moral issues. And then I'm thinking, if you have 20 million, a third of the population of the country going hungry every day, should we be talking morals? And
Very true.
yeah, I mean, morals. I think they start there. It's taking care of your neighbor. Should we be talking morals when we have a third? Okay, let's forget about the country. If we have a third of this community going hungry every day without, who are we to be talking morals? Because it's not going to take long for those people to rise against those they believe they have.
That's why I was saying earlier, even the hunger is also stigmatized.
Yes.
Because your neighbor would be dying of hunger now and you wouldn't know. Because you know, because it's a serious issue, and that's why we are saying we want to make an awareness and show people there's nothing to be ashamed of. We have been failed, number one, by the constitution of this country. The promise has not been kept. And the employment rate is growing high. The women employment rate is high, and women are always the faces of poverty.
Okay.
So social issues become even more worse because every day I wake up, I worry about what my next meal will be. Okay.
I want to ask a question, but I think I disturbed you. You said something about the 10 pillars, 10 things that you are standing for.
Our demands is.
Yeah, your demands. And then can you just repeat them, all of them, so that we get them? And then probably we can even print them on a screen.
Yeah, no, I'll do share them. But most of them are more legislative. We want to influence policy, especially on food wastage.
Okay.
We are also want to introduce what we call a hunger ministry.
Okay.
And our reason for that is that, yes, maybe it would make more sense to have a ministry focused on hunger like we do have electricity.
Yeah.
Because no department in this country wants to take full responsibility of solving hunger in our communities. You go to the social development, no, this was not our part. Go to the Department of Education, no, it's not ours. Go, we are always been taken from pillar to post. And one of our demands was to say, let's create a ministry that will have a target to say at least by 2030, let's at least the target here 20 million.
Yeah.
The target of children dying of stunting.
Okay.
Because at this point there is no department we can throw that in and say, please make sure that this is delivered.
Okay.
And so there's more legislative and the issues of fighting food systems. We need to influence how food systems work. That's the process of explaining your production, processing, and food. Yeah. We need to identify that. Okay. Because even the people who are working in these big farms producing the same food, also
they still don't have access to the food that they are producing.
Exactly. They also die of hunger. There's this thing called seasonal hunger, which is something that we want to also try and eliminate, because farmers produce certain food in a certain season. When that season ends, they are as good as.
All right.
We don't
blame government only, according to what you said. There's the so-called capitalists that we keep on talking about, entrepreneurs that are to blame, but I think also the people are to blame, as you mentioned, that nobody is stigmatized. And I'm asking you now, what do people need to know, or what do people need to do to make sure that they play a role in reducing this issue, hunger in the country?
In the conversations that we've had, people want access to land.
Okay.
Yes, there's spaces or circumstances where you can provide food parcels.
Yeah.
But people are saying, if it's this bad, can we just have our own food gardens where we can take care of ourselves as communities?
Okay.
But how do you do that? Government comes in, because who's teaching these people how to start a garden? Where do they get the tools? We have departments of agriculture, but it just does not reach to where these people need to be, because I believe that's also their main mandate of helping to eliminate the issues of hunger, because they provide the tools and seeds and so forth. So that's the call people have taken up. But you also cannot just dump people with seeds and leave. They must be assisted. You were saying, Kona earlier, you once interviewed, did you say you wanted to interview the Johannesburg water?
Oh, no. We made a call. Yeah,
yes.
No, we made a call.
So, also that element comes in. People can say, yeah, we have the land, we have everything, but we don't have access to water. So how do we work around those things?
Yeah.
And we also need to take a huge initiative of capacitating people, because producing food requires a lot of elements that I myself don't even know,
Yeah.
So we need people to be capacitated so that we can be able to take care of each other. And how do we then take surplus of whatever that we've created, these local community organizations, where we make sure that kids are provided for.
Yeah.
Another call we made was the food nutrition program in schools. That we understand that government intervened by saying, okay, let's provide children with, I think it's breakfast, and lunch.
Yes, it's breakfast and lunch.
And you don't have that in ECDs.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So parents need to pay for whatever.
Yeah.
That the ECDs, multiplication, and can be able to feed their children. But here's a challenge. Schools close between 2, 3 to 4 weeks in a quarter. What are they eating when they are not at school?
True.
You see?
Yeah.
So government has a huge role to play, and because of so much corruption and lack of leadership, these things become so difficult. I mean, you can't, how do you feel free and be proud that people receiving grants, the number is growing as if it's an achievement? And how do you stand tall as a leader with so many people going hungry in your country? It doesn't make sense. So we need intervention. Corporates manage to get away with whatever they're getting away with because we lack leadership.
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and there's too many questions, and mostly to these supermarkets, and because of something is very, very wrong. If we can have, the number is stuck in my head, if we can have the third of the country not eating, but there is so much food wastage, something is very wrong, and it's for me it's an attitude of not even caring. Because if this is, I believe this is it's not a new phenomenon. It's not a new thing. It has been happening. And if it's not new, we cannot be talking in 2025 about a third of the country going to bed hungry, whereas we still have over 10,000 tons of food being thrown away
10
a year.
million.
10
million.
10 million tons.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of food. And we can't be comfortable with that. We cannot be comfortable with that. Listen, I remember when we joined one of your discussions, and people raising that issue of water, access to land and water, and support from the government so that they can plant their own food. And we had, I can't remember the area, but I know that we had that meeting in the outskirts.
It was in Lenasia.
In Lenasia, it was out there. And I'm thinking, as I was looking out, that you have people who are very remote, not close to any shopping mall or anything, and most of them unemployed. Kids have to walk to school, long distances. And I'm thinking, we cannot be addressing an issue of hunger while there's so many things that we need to address: the education, the access to facilities, the access to, and it's such a sad thing for me that we should be talking about this. But I don't know. I think I'll do as a tradition. there are people who are listening to this and say, how do we get hold or how do we contribute in the movement against
the
union against hunger? And maybe if you can just speak to them and your people are there.
How do they get hold of us? Okay, we have our social media handles. I think all of them are Union Against Hunger. Please do visit our website. It's www.unionagainsthunger.co.za. You'll be able to reach our demands and be able to know what our day-to-day plans are. We are still a new baby, but you please reach out to us via our website and we'll definitely make sure if there's a call for us to come to your communities, we'll come and be able to see how we take this advocacy forward.
All right, great. I believe you're on TikTok because TikTok is the thing now.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, people are TikToking. So yeah, people, if they can just check social media accounts and join you guys. I think you are dealing with one of the most important things in the country that people have to make sure that they align themselves with, because I think that's one of the cause of the many other ills that we have in our communities. We are so judgmental, né? We see those ladies with mini skirts on the road and we want to pull in a talk on morals. Yeah, when we are doing nothing in making sure that they are taken care of, more especially basic thing like food.
Yeah.
All right, from me guys, Emmanuel Mhlal, Esther Padi, thank you very much for coming, and from our producer Glespona, thank you very much and see you next time.